Hey, what's up YouTube? Legend here bringing you another video. I know, this is actually going to be a consecutive video for once. It's not going to be uploaded video. I'm waiting a month. That's great, isn't it? Anyway, this video is going to be on Empire. It's going to be the same as my other video that I just uploaded yesterday. Covering like the spawns, the jump strats, all that good shit. So let's get into it. As soon as the map starts anyway. As you may know, or you may not know, for most of you that play this competitively, you're going to be playing the HCS playlist most of the time. And for that, the only rotation they have on Empire is for Strongholds. And the way you want to start off is you want to have one, maybe two people go for camo. If you send two camo, then obviously you're going to focus on that. You can send two players outside to overshield over here. But if you only send one the camo, this is a strategy used by some teams, is one the camo and one person picks up the home base, then the person who spawns, the person who picks up the base, sorry, pushes outside as well to help the people on overshield. And if you're the ones pushing overshield, what you want to do is just jump onto the fan, and you want to have some good nade placements here, okay? So you want to like try and bounce some nades off of there, is the typical spot. If you nade over there, look, it'll bounce upwards in the kind of angle and hit people on the fan. So that we can get some cheeky hit markers, you know, just jump out, ADS, and finish them off. Some other things you can use, though, you can actually use by here to like kind of get the nades on people who are hiding behind the fan. So you just want to get a nade across, and it'll just bounce by there, see? Another thing you can do, which is really good, is as you're going for the overshield, a lot of the time it's going to get burnt, and that's purely because of the people fighting you. You can try and slay them out first, by all means, you know, that's the best option. But if it is impossible and you're trying to go for the overshield, you're gonna get really melted badly. You know, they're literally gonna just fuck you up. So what you want to do is you can actually use the outside of the map, so you can quickly steal OS. You know, jump outside of the map, wait for them, and they think you've fallen off the map. Jump back in and then take them out. It's just as easy as that. Or what you could do is straight from the start, if you want to try and play it kind of sneaky, is you can actually just jump onto that and then jump around the outside and go for it. Just quickly grab it and then you're sorted. You know, you got overshield, you can just charge out and teammates back you up, just fuck the shit up. If you're charging the fan and someone's like, say, pushing around BR or something, you can actually jump off these little bars here to get a cheeky ground pound. So it's like jump, jump again, and you can get a one hit ground pound if you land sort of around this bit. Now, if they have a two setup, so say now they've got blue base and red base as well, okay? And you've only got pit, and then you lose pit, so you get in trip capped. What you want to do is make sure you get in a base first. Make sure you blow the barrel up unless you're using it to bait someone out, because otherwise they're just going to need the hell into you. So you want to pick up this base. Make sure you're using like 2 to 3 people to get this, because you need to stop the bleeding. And then what you want to do is have 1 or 2 people just stay around here, defending the base. I usually just stick with 1. And then what you want is to have, like, say, 2 or 3 people then push it over to red base, or the opposite base, and putting pressure on that one and pick it up. As they're capping that, the other team will start focusing on either red or blue. They'll probably send one towards the blue base to try and get it, and then that's where that one player comes in handy then, because you can at least try to get damage on them to stop them picking up the base so quickly. And during that time, your teammates should have had red base, because they are the ones on the offensive, sorry. And with that then, you should have blue and you should have red, or they should be at least halfway capping blue. So what you can do then is apply your pressure to pit, because the teammates will try and help them out in blue, and you would have just slayed them from red. So that way, that's the best way to rotate around here on Empire. And due to that, what you want to retain is outside control. This is what you want to control, the outside turbine area. This is going to be your bread and butter for the entire game, alright? You want to try and force your enemies to spawn roughly around the opposite base, or if preferable, well, the most preferable is security or tower, whatever you want to call it. That is the best place you want to get them to spawn, alright? Let's get on to some jumps and things like that, okay? As you know, you can use the fuel cells and things like that to get some ground pound and stuff like that. Anyone comes in, you can, you know, just get a cheeky little ground pound on them, or whatever you want to do, because ground pounds are a lot easier on this map, because you just have a bunch of people tunneling into a base, you know. It's not a large area, and 99% of the time your ground pound should really hit them. What you can also do is, say you're getting chased from alley, or somebody's chasing you right here, you can literally, there's like a little ledge, if you can see. You can literally just use that to jump up and then get a ground pound on them. So you just, if you manage to jump on it properly by here, you can jump up again and get a ground pound on them. It should count as a one hit, but if not, you know, if you just miss it, you know, you should still take some damage off. There's also these little sneaky bits on the outside. You can just jump the mantle onto if you get it at the right angle. But it's a lot easier to do your boost, but at the same time, you don't want to show up on the radar, so it's a lot easier to just jump up and land on it like that perfectly. If you stand back a bit, and they're pushing in from, say, outside in the blue or something, that's the best place to go, because they'll look up here probably as they're walking in, and they won't see you. As they start picking up, then you can just jump back up, and then just start putting fire in, maybe a cheeky nade, then fire, you know what I mean? You're pretty much guaranteed to kill. You can also use the top of these fuel cells, or jump on top of this little bookshelf type thing back here. And, yeah, it's, you know, just to get extra angles and things like that. Because you can actually get angles directly into the opposite base. So when they're trying to cap that, as I said with the rotations, the person defending this base could just try and get some shots in as they're doing that. So when your team pushes in from the outside, you can just get some good shots in then. And they're already weak for your teammates just to clean up. If you're pushing towards tower, yeah, you don't want to really go up the ramp at all. Because they will, if they're a competent team and they actually send someone camo, they will put a base nade down. And you don't want to get hit by that, because you're going to lose the camo and you're going to need to die. You want to jump in through the window. And what you want to do as well, you have two options. One, blow the barrels up, but that lets your enemy know that you're there. Because you don't want to run in when the barrels are there, because you're just going to get blown up. And that'll kill you. So yeah, what you want to do is either blow the barrels up, but as I said, it'll let them know they're there. Two, you could bait out the camo. So you wait for them to run across. It's a little riskier because you could burn the camo, but at the same time, it's better that no one gets it than they get it. And you can guarantee yourself the kill and some extra map control while they don't respawn then by blowing up the barrels as they go into it. So you get a kill, and you know the barrels are gone and the camo's burnt as well. However, if the barrels aren't there, because somebody say blowing them up early before the camo spawned, and you see someone running in, what you can do is you can kind of juke them here. What you can do is just pick this up, and then you can just jump over here as they're going in and get a back smack, or you know just walk away with the camo. They won't know what, and most of the time they won't even know what you've done, because not a lot of people actually pay attention to that. Some other things you can do that just makes life easier is this by here. There are a lot of times that I've seen, and a lot of times you will see and be in a situation where you're fighting by here and playing this to play your life, okay? Somebody's going to be there, you're going to try and get a nade off or something like that to try and survive. You're weak, you're one shot, trying to survive, you know what I mean? Shields start coming back, but they're about to attack you. There's a few things you can do. You can use these little ledges by here. One option you can do is to jump up by here, and then jump and boost back into the window. That way, they'll be still trying to look for you, and second of all, you're in the window already, and you've got height advantage. You can crouch, and they won't be able to shoot you. You can hide, you can do whatever the hell you want, you know what I mean? You can also do it to get to Tower 3. You can get to top mid from both angles. See? Straight top mid. You don't even have to boost if you get it right the first time. It's just because it's not one I necessarily use a lot to get the top mid, but it's possible to do so. You know, it's something useful to do in certain situations. You know what I mean? When things aren't really going your way. As I said, then you can get the top mid as well. It's best if you do it off that one, but there though, because you get the direct sight onto this, and it's you don't need to jump on the little bit, but there. You can also use this little ledge here, if you can see it. What you want to do is just crouch into it and jump into it, like that. You want to then jump straight up to there. You can also do it to get to here, but it's a lot easier to get to there. So, as I said, you want to jump, crouch into it, and then you want to jump at the right time, and it'll take you up, okay? There we go. Anyway, from here, what we can also do is... you may have seen in my rig video that you can like use a knee jump to get up places, and in my past videos I've shown you how to do this. But this example is most prominent on my rig video, because you want to, on surfaces such as this, you can actually jump up, and then as your knees hit it, boost forward and ADS to get up to high places. This actually works from pit. If you get it at the right time, you can go from pit straight up to Tower 3. As you can see below. There we go. And yeah, so going from there then, as I said, that one's a little more difficult to do, so it'll take a lot of time to practice. But it's really useful if you can get it nailed down, because that way it's really useful with the overshield particularly. So you can just get overshield, you know, push in the pit, get pit, straight up the tower 3, and you can get some control from that, and just get some slays and get outside control as well, man. Anyway, some other jumps you can do, as I said, you can still use the silo on this side as well, it'll do the same things. One thing I didn't show you though is that you can get from right here. So instead of just jumping into the window, you can actually get on these and go straight up to the attics right here. Again, that can be quite useful. Some other ones you can do is you can go straight from the strongholds to the attic if you just boost forward and mantle. And on the red side, there's these TVs you can use, which you need to use because they are so useful. First of all, you can still capture if you hide behind the corner of it, and most people just run in through the window, so that way you can see them before they see you. They won't even notice you really. And then you can just get a cheeky kill. You can also mantle on top of them, like this. What you can also do is actually get on top of those TVs. But as you can see, I'm on you now. You want to try and get your feet on the ledge of it, but there, on the top of the TV. You don't want to get into the crevice because it just screws if you jump. Anyway, so nobody looks up here. I guarantee that 99.9% of people don't bother looking up here, at least until they've learned to spot themselves. But again, you know, you kind of get the drop on them then because you've got sights of everything. While they've got to look up, you can just go down. Because this map was height advantage on this map is huge. Yeah, you can also use these little shelves in here, but you know, just basic things. These are. What you can also do though is you can also use these little boxes in here to jump off. So, say now someone's chasing you, yeah? As I said in my last video, you don't want to be caught mantling. As long as you want to try and avoid mantling as much as you possibly can, okay? And as you can see, when you jump up here, it's so much it's so much easier to just get a back smack on you than shoot you. So anyone who's chasing you can just get a back smack on you. You don't want to be caught mantling. What you can do a lot quicker is you can actually use this box right here. You jump on the box, and then you jump again. So it's your box and jump straight up. There we go. Straight in the window, see? Don't have to mantle that time. That one doesn't really get used very often because usually when they come in, you know, you're already firing at them. So it's easier to just boost out the way and go for a melee or something. But it is useful if you get in chase and, you know, someone's dying to challenge you for some reason. Anyway, you can also do a bung jump that I showed in my last video where, you know, you slide, you boost and slide and then jump. And then you ADS the end of it. Because you can do that to get up into the R spawns with that. I did that a little too early. There we go. Straight up. As I said, that one's quite useful as well. But it's a lot easier if you aim for this little thing by here. You can actually, as you've seen, I took a few attempts to get up to this part by here. But if you do it to aim on this, it's a lot easier. This little silver bit by here. I reset way too early. There we go. Up we go. Try to get the momentum right. And make sure you're sprinting for long enough, because if you don't give yourself enough time to hit the full sprint, you won't get very high, which is a main issue for that. You can also use these outside cranes to get a little height on your team. You can just jump up here. You can't mantle it, but you can also get up without mantling. These are good because you get sights of the opposite side fan, so you can defend your teammates by here, as I said. You can get sights on your team when they're in turbine and stuff. You can also get sights on your enemy as they come onto the fan, and they can't really hide, and if they do, you can just get a nade onto the fan itself. You just got to be careful when you jump because you actually initiate the timeout sequence, and you don't want that, obviously. You can also got a direct route to the back bit I showed you earlier. Yeah, as I said, you can also do a ground pound on the sneaky by jumping off that one. So you jump up here, jump up, and if you aim for the corner, you will get a one-hit kill on them as well, which is really good. Some other jumps you can do though is you can do one of those boost jumps I was talking about to get straight up onto these. And what's good about that is if you get shot from front red, you know, red yard, red court, whatever you want to call it, you can also avoid headshots by doing this as well. You can just slide boost up to it, and you're straight up. And that way you got height on your opponent, they can't get headshots on you, so you won't be that weak, and you can just finish them off, or, you know, do whatever you want to do, really. You can also just walk around the ledges by here to get a little, to hide a little bit. It's easy if you go from the opposite side, though. See there? Because you just walk around. And, yeah. You know, because if your team just spawn and they spawn in blue, and you know, you're just trying to stay alive here, you can just sit here. What you can also do is you can also aim at red plat from here, and on the same side by here you can also aim at blue plat. You know, that's the sort of thing that's pretty cool. That you need the kind of things you want to take advantage of in this kind of game type. You can also do the ground pound things as I showed you over here. And I think that's pretty much it for this map. As I said, you don't want to go into pit unless you get enough slaves, because that is the most imperative. You only want to go for pit if two conditions are correct. Are the best. That's the best way to do it. That's if you've got at least 1 or 2 people down and you've got 2 bases already. That's when you want to dive in pit. If not, and you haven't got a chance to rotate because they're stopping your rotations outside, you can either force the rotations by getting slays, or you can get slays and just dive in a pit as quick as you can and go for a 2 or 3 cap. But that's a lot riskier, so it's high risk, high reward. I'm trying to think now. Is there anything else on this map I need to show you guys? I showed you the sneakies on the outside. There's also one on the red, as you can see. When someone's chasing you as well, you can actually jump on the outside right here, and there's this little ledge on the side, which you can use. And again, the red side has the ledge on the door as well, for you to jump onto and use. Yeah, just make sure you're blowing up all the barrels you need to, unless you want to bait an enemy out. Because as they come into the window, what you want to try and do is look down, jump, and then bounce a nade, yeah? So you just bounce the nade like that, and it goes out the window, and it'll kill them as they're coming in, or at least get them absolute so you can finish them off. Or you can bait them out, so as they're walking in, you just blow the barrel up. That one is a lot easier because it's an instant kill, but at the same time, bouncing your nade is really useful. You can also do the jump up bit on that little cubby hole there. There's a few jumps that you can actually use to get through Tower 3 and stuff. As I said, you can use these kind of ones where you jump off the air. Like if you use this outside bit, you can actually get straight up to Tower 3 rather than to use that little ledge bit. Spam jumps to your friends though, just remember that, because they are so useful. You can get one, you can either just jump and hit, remember the jump crouch I showed you guys? If not, just when you get to the height you jump, hit the crouch button and mantle. You can do that to just get straight into the window. You see a lot of people doing ADS jumps onto this. That isn't needed, and it shows you up on map and stuff. As I said, you want to try and avoid using any Spartan abilities as much as possible when you're trying to play sneakily, or you're just trying to stay off the map, because in competitive, it's imperative. It's a huge factor. So as I said, just jump, crouch, mantle. You're straight in there. You know what I mean? As Strong's I like to say, you know, dipsy doodling and things like that, you know. So just try and be sneaky, and then once you're seen, try and be as slithery as you can, you know. Not a lot of people like being snakes, but you know, sometimes it pays off. I think that's pretty much it for this map now, though. You can also, sorry, there's one more I want to discuss, and that's just a little bit over here. You can actually just jump crouch into this as well to get up. For some reason, I see so many people. I don't know why. I see so many people ADS jumping to get up to that. I don't know why. You can do it from regular mantle, so I don't know. If you want to avoid mantling though, as I said, this is a good thing. You want to avoid mantle as much as possible. You can actually jump onto this little ledge back here and then jump again, and you'll get up without having to do that. For some reason I keep spamming the jump button there. You got to jump, and then as you reach the pinnacle of your height, just crouch into it and you're on. There you go. A few other spots though is that, yes, you've got the TVs in here, but you don't really have the other TVs as on the other base, and you know you can still get seen by here, and you know it's not on the side. You're still publicly visible, and it won't really let you avoid nades. What you can do to avoid nades is you can actually jump on the back of this over here. You can just jump up and mantle onto it if you get at the right angle. It's easier to ADS and do it though, but as I said, there you go. And this way you can get height, and what this allows you to do is, one, you can jump up and get a ground pound. If you jump forward and go for the ground pound. What else you can do though is that it's easy to just avoid nade splash and things like that, right? So you can just jump boost out the way, you avoid it from nades. You don't even have to boost, you can just jump out of the way. Yeah, as I said, that's really useful. But you don't see. I don't think I've seen many people use it at all, to be honest. But what other things you can do is you can do a bomb slide. As I said, you can do it to BR. But you can also do it up to the sneaky if you get it at the right time and angle, like so, straight in there. That's really quick. You don't have to jump up to there and mantle, or just jump onto that. You don't have to jump up mantle onto this. You're just straight in here. You know what I mean? You can also use these little ledges here, but you know, at the same time, that's just long. You don't want to. You want to make things as short as possible, short and sweet. You can actually do a few other boost jumps though. It's like you can go straight up to tower 3 just from boost sliding off here, if you get the right angle. As you can see. So it's a lot quicker, and yeah, as I said, you can avoid a lot of fire and things like that. It's just, as I said, I keep saying this, and I can't say it enough to read it, is that it's just basic map movement, and that's what you want to learn. It's a lot of basic things once you've figured out how to do it, or that it's even there, and then it's just, you know, it's like taking candy from a baby, as they say, you know what I mean? Except you'll be taking it from grown adults playing a game. What I want to show you is a jump in boost slide. This is where you do the regular boost slide, as I've shown you in the other videos, but you jump before you start it as well as after. So you run, sprint, jump, boost slide, and then jump like that, yeah? But you want to do it so it actually gets you onto the blue plat, or whatever platform you want to get to. You got to do it at the right time. It's kind of hard to nail down at first, but once you've done it, it's really good, as you can see. Just straight over to here. It's not something a lot of people can do at all, because it adds a level of difficulty just because you have to slide onto this. You have to get it at the right time. But it's really good. It is really good. So thanks for watching. The thing I want to show you is based off what I literally just shown you with the boost. Where you jump, boost, slide, and then, you know, jump again. Basically, you do it from the front of either red or blue. It can be done on both sides. You do it off the window up to top mid. Let's give that a try. And you show it top mid. You don't need the second jump though, if you remember not to double tap the jump button like this idiot. Yeah, and lastly, I did show you a way to get from the TV there to the TV chair. You can actually, there is another way of doing it, which is actually a lot easier once you get used to it, but you don't really want to do it if you can get where I'm coming from here. I told you want to avoid doing ADS at all, because, well, whenever you can help not to do it, because you don't want to show up on the radar, as you can see on the bottom left of the screen. But this way is a lot quicker. It does require ADS though, but you really want to practice that one if you want to use that spot over there. So this one, as you know, on this map you'll always be on Strongholds for the competitive settings on HCS at least. And what you want to do is just jump forward, ADS, Gandhi hop, as I said, you know, to gain the extra height, as I've said in my previous videos. And yeah, just boost into it. So let's give it a try. Didn't make it that time. I usually just do the jump up method, so it's not really one I've practiced a whole lot, to be honest. There we go. And we are up. That's pretty much it. That's the one I prefer, those just jumping up on there and jumping on here. Once you're used to it, I find it a lot quicker. But as I said, you can do this one because it is. Yeah, okay, guys. What I want to show you is some extra nade spots. I've shown you a few in the video already, around the fans and off the cranes. These ones you can actually get into the base. So if you're following my strategy, and well, even if you're not, and you're in the pit and you've already got a side base, yeah. So say now you've got red and pit. What you can do is when you see the other team going to pick up blue base or, you know, respective base or whatever, you can actually bounce nades off these stairs, and it'll actually land directly in the base, and you can literally get easy kills, or at least absolute, off one nade. So just bounce off the stairs like that. You know what I mean? You can get your angle more perfect, up to you. Yeah, so as I said, that works really well, so particularly when there's a barrel there, because you can just blow that up, and the explosion plus the barrel explosion goes really well. If you've only got a sticky grenade though, you can actually just bounce it off that little corner over there. So if you throw it at that, as you can see, it lands quite deep in there. Or if you go for a little less height, it'll land towards more towards the strongholds, which is actually a lot better because you have a lot of people who try to strong side against the stronghold while they're getting shot at. And I think that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys really like these videos, and I'm going to continue doing them. I think the next map I'm going to cover either Fathom or Plaza Slayer and Strongholds, so CTF, respective for each map. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and if you liked it, please hit that like button.